Welcome everybody to a stream where I
Is
will
this thing
not...
on?
Yeah, a stream where I will not sneeze once despite severe allergies, okay, of the hay variety.
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah, I'll be... where I will not sneeze once. But I hear myself! Wow, why did I have the window? That's impressive, wow, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, enjoy double Florian.
Incredible stream already.
Yeah, well, at least we had a viewer, me, for a second. Finally. Alright, so why don't you tell us why you think that Picard was such a bad TV show, Erich?
Florian, I'm sorry, did you watch the first season of Picard?
Yes, but don't ask me to remember it.
Yeah, so, like, during the first season of Picard, I could definitely see that there were some problems. It seemed like the, end of the show, they had no plan as to what they were going to do, except for the data stuff, and I really liked the data stuff overall. But a lot of the other stuff just kind of, fell apart, and it was like, okay, they don't really have a solid plan. This show was like, they didn't have a solid plan all throughout it, and characters were basically stuck. They were in fucking carbonite freeze for several episodes, just with nothing to do.
No, that's Star Wars.
Just kind of stand around, not really doing much. Seven and not Agnes Strati. Fucking what's her name?
Don't even know the names. Come on.
Oh God, what is her? Raffi. Seven and Raffi are just kind of in car chases for some reason. Just several episodes of what the fuck am I watching? And okay, so here's some background from me. This season is partially based on Star Trek 4. Florian, have you seen Star Trek 4? The Voyager?
No, I'm very amazed at all these new characters that they've originally created for this show. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's less characters and more the entire plot of it. So the plot of Star Trek 4 is that
wait,
Kirk,
the movie,
Spock,
yeah. I guess I have seen the movie, yeah. I saw it, but the part with Q is very new to me, so
yeah,
that was
the
great.
Q thing is different. The Q has been added. But in Star Trek 4, they go back in time to 1980s San Francisco, I think. And it's the crew of the Enterprise getting into all kinds of hijinks to save whales, essentially.
Oh yeah, that was the good times.
So in this season, they're going back to present day, or slightly in the future, I think. It's 2024, San Francisco. And they're running into ice. They're meeting a family of what's his name? Rios runs into a family that is a woman who he can get together with and her son.
Wow, spoilers.
Well, I assumed that since it's been off for a couple of weeks, we could talk about that.
Alright, yeah, everyone get ready for spoilers. Lincoln in the chat says, Erich is here. I haven't heard this man's voice in years. Yep, that's right. I am the first.
Kino too.
I'm the first to resurrect Erich. Nobody else has had the privilege of the company of Erich, you know?
That's right.
Only here on the Himsel Games channel is where we can enjoy the Erich opinions, where he talks about Picard and I don't even get a word in.
Florian signed me into a exclusive contract. Yep. I can only stream on his channel now.
Yep, your ass belongs to me now, as they say.
Incredible.
Yep, that entire very large ass. Yep.
Alright, so Florian, did you like this season of Picard?
Yeah, I think it was good. I don't know why everyone hates it so much.
Okay, so I liked the first season of Picard, didn't like this season, and partially it's because I can just see them writing the characters off. They turn Jurati into a Borg queen, and then say, oh, she's just going to become good and then fuck off. They get Rios to go with that family I was talking about earlier, so he just fucks off. Rios was my favorite fucking character that they introduced, and they just kind of do him dirty and say, oh, he's going to stay in the present. Florian, do you know what happens in the Star Trek timeline in only a couple of years?
Are you serious? No. Like
World
I would.
War III.
Wait. Okay, so I actually. I've seen some of that other one, Strange New Worlds.
They talked about this in Strange New Worlds, where like the Second Civil War happens and like the eugenics war somehow.
Wait, I'm actually extremely confused. Wait, so wait, when the like okay, what shows are after World War III in
Everything.
start?
Everything
except for Picard.
No, I mean, okay, so in Picard they travel back in time.
Right.
To be in the, like, basically present.
Oh, so you mean that Rios is gonna be in World War III?
Yeah, unless he
Oh,
dies
yeah, no, I
beforehand,
guess...
But yeah.
Yeah, I have seen that in
like,
the,
if you know that that's what
Worlds.
the future is, and you know that, like,
no,
most of the human population, if they don't die, are going to be put into, like, a terrible situation. Like, the entire backbone of Star Trek is that, like, humanity shit itself. And then out of that, we decided, we need like gay space communism to be the new system going forward.
But what's
fucked things up as we were.
But what's really cool is that they took pictures of the Trump supporters and they showed that off as that's the inciting incident where the world is going to shit. The eugenic wars they're beginning.
I would buy the January 6th insurrection being a spark point or a like inciting incident to the Second American Civil War, if that's what they say.
Well, actually, I can't actually imagine it that much because of how fat and lazy Americans are. But maybe I guess it could happen. I guess they're also very
different
stupid.
Kind of combat.
Oh god!
Or maybe we all get like access to drones and we like drone strike each other.
Nah, you just got mobility scooters. That's gonna be the weapon of the future.
Oh my god. AKAs mounted on fucking scooters. Scooting around, shooting each other.
Yep, it'll be amazing.
Shooting. Okay, so within the Picard kind of universe, Picard is now a robot. He's not really an actual robot. He's like a flesh robot.
Yeah.
Golem.
I mean, I guess the way they put it was pretty good, where they just said like he had all of the prosthetics, so that's all he is.
Mm-hmm.
Not a robot, just like a fake human. Yeah.
So one of my problems with this season is that everyone who's like not playing their main original character from the first season is playing some weird offshoot character.
Oh, that was pretty weird, yeah.
Like, why? Why did they decide that we need the Soji character in this show?
It's just because Q made it so, come on. He just had to bring them all together.
That girl, like, they didn't have to cast the same actress to portray that role, like, that
Wait, was that the same girl that died in the first?
Yes, and from the first season, playing a completely different character. And so, like, I understand it with who plays Data? Brent Spiner. I understand that they want to bring Brent Spiner back to like be the different versions of like Adam Soong, and he played a character in the first season of Picard, because like essentially the guy who designs Data, you could say that he designed him after that, and then all of his relatives would maybe look something like him, something like Brent Spiner, however old he was throughout the years of playing Star Trek characters. But then you've also got Laris, the Romulan assistant or whatever for Picard, who shows up here as a character named Talon, who is working with the Gary 7 temporal police, or temporal, like, I don't know, they're fucking time police or time cops or something. And looks exactly like Laris, the woman that they retconned Picard to have been in love with. And why? Why does she look like that? They never explain it within the season as to why she looks like that, other than I guess saying, I don't know, a distant relative or something. Stop! You've done this fucking 3 times in this show, and I'm tired of it. It's confusing as fuck. What is the purpose?
Look, I may have been confused, but, you know, it's how they say. It's like poetry. It rhymes. It just has to be this way.
That's Star Wars! Star Wars pulls that dumb shit.
Well,
God. And, like...
I didn't even realize, like, well, at least that girl, yeah.
Like, okay, so, like, these are things that really annoyed me in the season And, like, I can kind of throw some, like, all right, you're going to do this because that's the cast you have, and it was shot during COVID, so they probably wanted to, like, keep these people together. So if you have her playing Laris in the first couple episodes, first episode or two, then you want to have the same people around each other. So if, like, you've got a bunch of other actors, people don't catch COVID or whatever. But you can't not explain it then. You have to give me, like, a singular reason as to why it's like that. You can't just say, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Oh, God.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty bizarre.
So you were fine with that, or you were annoyed by that?
Yeah, it didn't bother me. It's fine. It's very funny, I guess. I'm just amazed that you are, like, so invested in the actual story, and yet you hate it.
What do you mean? Of course I'm so invested in the story. I've now seen every episode of Star Trek, man.
Like, you actually like the Rios character, which is...
Yeah.
Like, amazing. Like, most of the people that complain about this show, they're like, oh, these forgettable characters, and they didn't earn having Q in there and all that kind of stuff. But you actually got, like, relevant critiques, so I guess that's good.
The only character I don't really like is Raffi, because she's, like, so often a loose cannon, or, like, she's just off on her own, doing her own thing, and it's like, she should not act like this.
Oh yeah, she's the best person to bring back in time.
No, the best person is Seven. I love Seven. I love whoever that actor is. I can't remember her name, but she's great. I hope she gets a spin-off show. If there's a Seven spin-off show because of the Picard show, then it will have been worth it. But this season was a fucking mess. Okay, so one of my other problems, and, like, you can like inform me if you thought this worked or made any sense to you. Q is great. And, like, within this season, I think Q is overall okay. I really liked the end of the season where he, like, hugs Picard and is like, I guess we're friends.
Yeah, that was great.
But throughout the season, he loses his powers, which is an interesting idea, a cool, like, conundrum for Q to face, because he's always, like, the omnipotent, like, he can do anything he wants character. And, like, facing him with like mortality, or with the idea that he's not invincible, he can't do anything he wants at any time. That's cool. But then we don't see him for several episodes. If he's lost his powers, that means he can't, like, teleport around. So that means that, like, when he does stuff, he's stuck. Is Q Ubering around fucking LA?
Well, he clearly has, like, a part of his god powers. He just can't, like, snap to make it happen as easily. But, like, it's actually so interesting that he has created this whole lot of fascism, and then he loses his power. It's too bad he never freaks out about the fact that he might not be able to fix it all. But I guess the way it works is that he can expend his powers. It's just that eventually he'll die from it, so... I guess that all made sense in the end.
But, like, what was happening to him that it affected him in that way?
I don't know, he just got old. Don't overthink it.
God. Like, I just wish they'd say something. Like, say it is something. Say that something happened, or the Q continuum decided to, like, strip him of his Q powers, or that he is, like, getting...
Wait,
I don't know.
So
give me a reason.
Are the other Qs also played by him?
No, they're oftentimes other actors.
Right, so do they live on even? Who knows? Wow.
I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but usually it's just Q on his own tormenting the Enterprise crew.
Is he always such a dick, just making fascism?
he's usually an incredible dick, and then he fucks off, like, because Picard or the crew have, like, proved that they're suitably intelligent or wise, or yeah, they're whatever. But, like, wow. It's a very big problem to me that we don't follow Q throughout this, and there's all of these other plot lines that we, like, jump into. All these other characters are kind of just, like, spinning wheels for large parts of the season and not really doing anything that's worthwhile. It's just frustrating me because I like a lot of the characters.
Yeah, they're all just acting so recklessly, like, totally messing with the timeline. But okay, it's all fine because it was all meant to be anyways. How convenient.
This season is insane because you remember that this started with them like traveling to the alternate future confederation of like
I remember that one. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that's adequately, because I know that's the future they're trying to prevent, but it just feels like it's a weird one-off episode that they go off to do, and then I know that the whole thing is them trying to avoid that future, but it's just weird. The whole season is so oddly constructed, I feel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would have been fine to have more fascism future, I guess, but...
Because it's like, what is Q's deal? He like, teleports Picard to an alternate timeline or alternate future because some change happened at some point. And
no, it's the same. It's the actual future. He changed the past.
What do you mean it's the actual future? Because like Picard isn't a fact.
He didn't transport Picard. He went back to the future and caused back to the present and caused fascism. That's all he did.
No, because Picard wakes up and he's in that.
Well, yeah, so, like, because it was changed.
Picard in that.
I mean, yeah, he maintained his memories, but what Q did was really just change the timeline.
Okay, but well, yeah, you might be right that like there's one singular moment that Q changes. It's so weird because you have to think about it like Q, I guess, would have gone back in time, changed that one thing. Had Picard's memory from one timeline inserted into the other Picard from this new Confederation future, and then also everyone else. What the fuck? Everyone else somehow is also
just from that group.
I guess it's I don't know. I don't know. Like when
he did.
Break down, but, like,
he did it specifically to mess with them, of course.
If he wanted Picard to like look into himself or like look into his own past and be like, okay, what is your driving, motivating factor? How does that break down? Why did he have to do all of this other bullshit in order to accomplish that?
Well, I'm afraid that the simple answer is that he did it for the TV show. So
I was gonna say it's because they need a fucking 10-episode TV show in order to have a thing.
Well, I guess he also created the Borg Queen, so I guess that was worthwhile.
Like, here's the thing. That actor is not going to come back for the next season. At the end of this season, she says, I have to become the Borg Queen so I can kind of, like, sit at this anomaly or whatever that's coming out to, like, be the watcher at the gates of this other thing. But that's not going to, like, that's not going to play into the next season at all, because that character is not going to show up. So what was the point of any of that?
Why wouldn't she?
No, she should. To write her off.
She's actually most likely to show up, because she's now in the same timeline. Not going to show up. What do you mean?
The actor who plays that role has said she's not in season 3 because they've already shot season 3.
Oh, they did? Wow.
Yeah, they shot season 2 and 3 back to back.
Well, I guess they're saving her for season 4 or something. I don't know.
No, there's not going to be a season 4. Season 3 is the last season, and they're also bringing back all of the other Next Generation characters to show up. So this season was essentially them saying, we don't want to keep these other characters because we know in the next season we're going to have like 5 or 6 others just show up. So that's going to be too many characters. So they just wrote off half the fucking characters. And we also know Elnor is not coming back next season either.
Okay, so it may seem like it's all very chaotic and doesn't make sense, but why can't you just enjoy like each episode for what it's going to be, you know?
A lot of the time, the stuff in the episodes I don't really like either, is the problem. Like, I don't like the time travel aspect for the most part. I don't like them going back to modern day and then not particularly doing anything interesting with that.
Well, they were doing research
at all anyway.
They were doing an investigation, what Q did, I mean.
But their investigation was just like, okay, this Picard ancestor who went up on the Europa mission or whatever to find some alien life or whatever, she is depressed or something. So Picard needs to give her a pep talk so that she is not depressed and will go on the mission.
I mean, it turned out that's what they had to do, but they didn't know that, and they had to do investigations, and and Q was messing with all kinds of stuff, so they had their hands full.
But like, she's just kind of depressed. Like, she just needs therapy or whatever to talk through things. And for some reason,
she would have had therapy.
Is the one who's...
Yeah, she would have had therapy, but Q messed with her, and he was the evil therapist, so he made her depressed.
It just feels like it's just Q fucking with shit, and then they have to go in and just give her a pep talk, and then she's fine. Like, if not for a little, like, and then he tells Adam Soon, who's the original eugenics guy who wants to create a super soldier race, Khan.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the creator of the whole Khan super soldier.
Yeah, as they mentioned in the end, yeah.
Enhanced beings. Yeah, that was so dumb. But yeah, Adam Soon. Like, it's the kind of shit where the end of one of these episodes is Adam Soon trying to hit Picard with a car. Like, that is the stakes. Is that he's trying to hit a golem body of Picard with a car, and the whole next episode is them going into his mind.
Yeah, that was such a dumb episode. I love that. I guess he hit him just right so that he would go into a mind exploring coma.
God, it's so dumb. Okay, so then and a lot of the season hinges on flashbacks to Picard's childhood, where his mother is locked in a room or like telling him stories or whatever in that room. And the ultimate end of that is that his mom commits suicide, which a parent committing suicide is very close to me because my dad killed himself a couple years ago.
Oh. Well, so, I don't know why you don't just very much relate to Picard and his tragic backstory.
This is something that should work for me. It should be like adding extra empathy for me. But part of the reason is he thinks that his dad was abusive to his mom, and that was the reason why bad things happened to her. But that's a dumb fucking twist that they do in the season, and his dad was not abusive to her.
Yeah.
She was just incredibly mentally ill and was like putting him into danger.
No, that was great. It was not his dad's fault at all.
Then, so, like, that,
what a great
as
twist.
An idea, I think is fine overall. I guess it's fine to have Picard as a young kid, like, have that like fractious childhood growing up, and that like his escape from that is looking to the stars or wanting to be a better man or be the perfect guy. And then because of that, he hasn't had any emotional relationships with women, I guess. But like, I just don't like the way it's done a lot of the time. It's like Picard's mom reading him a story about like a knight who goes off to face a dragon and stuff like that, and it's just not well executed to me, where I just think it's very rote and very flashbacks as flashbacks happen in TV shows, and it just doesn't strike me as like Star Trek.
I guess it's just so amazing that they could just put Patrick Stewart in it, and then he has these really stupid adventures where he has to confront his past, even though he's like an old man who must have already gotten way past that.
Like, yeah. I totally admit that there's totally old people who haven't worked through their trauma or worked through their lives, but it's also like his last season is going to be next season. Is he just working through this stuff now so he has like a somewhat happy next season? That's why we're doing all of this?
It's all just for his retirement, alright? He's gonna have one more month, it'll be the best ever.
Mm-hmm. I was just so disappointed with what this show decided to focus on. I really liked the character of Rios. I really liked Seven. I enjoyed seeing those actors get to at least do some stuff every now and then. But Rios was stuck with that dumbass family and decided to...
Well, that was actually adorable.
I won't get to see that character ever again. They wrote him off the show. I'm pissed about that.
They should make a spin-off for him, really.
Just generally speaking, there wasn't a whole lot for me to like in this season. I hope the next season's better. Oh, fuck, I forgot to mention. Can we talk about Will Wheaton showing up at the end?
I don't think season? We have to. It seems so pointless and stupid.
It's so fucking dumb. So, like, in the original TNG episode, he ran into this group called, I think, the Watchers. And so he eventually became, or the Traveler, or whatever. He became one of these, like, super advanced people who can, like, kind of teleport around. And,
well, wait a moment.
Guide people through moments. And he shows up for this Soji. Did you say one moment?
Yeah, you always hear me too late. I guess it's just a delay. Right, anyway, so there's Watchers, and then there's Travelers.
Yes.
That's a bit confusing, but okay, I guess.
It is. I think they're both kind of the same thing for the most part.
Well, they can't be, or can they? I guess they both time travel. Damn.
Yeah. What happens is Will Wheaton shows up and is talking to this Adam Soong's daughter character, and essentially offers her the ability to become a traveler, even though they haven't really interacted. Like, if this was a thing throughout the season, and it ended with her deciding to take him up on it, I would understand that. But it's literally, they were just like, we need something to happen at the end of this season. To like,
yeah, that was totally it, I guess.
So they had Wesley show up. And here's the thing. I don't know that Will Wheaton is an actor anymore in so much as he's just a host. Because he hosts all the Star Trek shows, the Ready Room, where he talks to the actors behind the scenes, that kind of thing. Will Wheaton is not a good actor.
Well, all I know is that he always shows up on Big Bang Theory whenever they have gripes about Star Trek, you know?
Yeah. But when he shows up in this season, he is just beaming. He is smiling so wide.
Yeah,
he is so happy to be here. But he's not playing a character. Wesley
plays himself.
Wesley Crusher should not act like Will Wheaton, host of the fucking Ready Room, like so happy to be here. It just so took me out of the season. Like,
well, he's just so happy to finally recruit her into the Watcher Travelers, you know.
I guess. Fucking like, so many things that it's just like. Here's the thing. I did cry when Q hugged Picard,
you did?
And they had their emotional moment there at the end. I thought that was kind of well done because it has been such a contentious relationship between the two for so long. Picard has really had to do a lot to prove himself to Q, and Q seeing himself or seeing Picard as an equal to both of them, and seeing Picard as a friend, that very much hit me where it should have. So like, the season can work occasionally when the actors' performance is there, the story is kind of there. But overall, this thing was so disappointing to me. Just shambles.
Well, can you at least admit that the Borg Queen was pretty awesome?
She was alright. I don't like Agnes Jurati becoming the Borg Queen.
No, that was great. She was murdering people and she was becoming badass.
Yeah, Star Trek has a Borg problem where they're not very threatening anymore.
Well, they were actually really threatening. It's just that like that woman made them actually care, and that was all worthwhile. You know, they would have really destroyed everything otherwise.
I guess.
Or were they actually winning? They weren't winning that fight, were they?
Who? Like,
they had a firefight with the Borg. Were the Borg winning?
That was such a terrible action sequence.
Maybe.
Because, like, it starts to break rules, where it's like, they're in a firefight with Borgs, and they're just kind of like, I just don't think the action is very good.
Because it was also very dark, I think.
It was dark. It's at their fucking chateau or whatever. Chateau Picard.
Yeah, that's the best place to have a firefight, at this historical place. Nothing to worry about here.
Say later on, oh, the bullet holes that were in the chateau were from the Borg fight, not
yeah, meaning that
they thought it was earlier.
Meaning that it all actually happened already, huh? Wow.
Yeah, I guess they always prevented this future.
Wait,
but what did you like about the season?
I mean, I like the fascism. I like the Borg Queen. I actually kind of really liked the time travel too. I don't know. It was like Star Trek greatest hits, even if it wasn't done as well as you would hope. It was still pretty good, I guess.
So, like, part of the reason I didn't like this is because they allude to something called the Bell Riots, the sanctuary districts that Star Trek Deep Space Nine set up when that show was on. And so what Deep Space Nine set up was that Earth hit a tipping point at some point in our future, where essentially there were large groups of homeless people living in these places called sanctuary districts. And the show kind of alludes to that. There's a bunch of homeless people on the street. One of the homeless people tries to like steal from Raffi at some point, and she like fucks the guy up. And it's just like, that is not how a Star Trek character should behave. You should. No,
it makes sense
on this guy.
I always thought that homeless people would cause the apocalypse. You know, it's better to stop them now, isn't it?
Wow. But then there was this one guy called Gabriel Bell who looks exactly like. Actually, I guess Star Trek has pulled this. Looks exactly like other person thing before, because this guy Bell looks exactly like the captain Benjamin Sisko, and when he dies unceremoniously, Sisko has to take over and essentially like lead this revolt within this sanctuary camp. And it's a really good two-parter of Deep Space Nine. I really enjoy that show in general, and this show kind of tying into that, I was like, but you're not actually doing anything with it. Like, they're just kind of paying homage to that very good two-part episode, but it doesn't really serve a point beyond that. If this season was about the crew understanding and trying to fix things about our society that would turn us into a fascist dictatorship, I think I would like it more. But it just kind of becomes about like Picard helping out his relative from that era, and I can't substantively tell you what he does for her other than just kind of give her a pep talk and make sure she doesn't die. Or
then we're gonna blow her up. It was necessary.
But there should be a deeper thematic tie or like interesting point that this season is trying to make.
No, you don't get it. You see, humanity was already perfect. It's just because Q was meddled. That's why it became fascist. Right now, there's no chance of us becoming fascist.
That's kind of bullshit. Q doing one thing is not what sends us into a despotic, tyrannous.
No, that can't be right. You just gotta do the right thing, and it'll do it.
There should be other indications, other factors, other things that this team can help or solve or.
No, you weren't paying attention, okay? You can do a small thing that does enough, okay? The implications here are clearly that the eugenics guy was made redundant by the discoveries of this mission, right? So the fact that the mission failed would have made the world become fascist. It made perfect sense.
Oh, sure. Like, I understand that part of it. Like, if that mission is scrubbed, then things change. But have all the other characters find other things that are present within human society in this time that they can help with or help other people. Like
well, that wouldn't make sense.
The one episode they do the thing with the ice cops or whatever, where Rios is stuck in a migrant facility. But that should be the whole season. If you want to make a point, actually make a point. Don't just have him there for a little bit. I don't even remember if he helps anybody, but like he they basically freed like a busload of immigrants. But it would be weird if they just like found like a lot of things that were wrong and then they fixed all of them, because like, I'm not saying they should.
He wouldn't have done that.
I'm saying they should be pointing at better implementations or better ways to live that those people can then go and spread.
No, don't you get it? Space travel is all that we need to not be fascist.
Wish that were true. I really would.
Well, I wish space travel wasn't controlled by Elon Musk. That would be better off for sure. He's probably the one who's gonna make it fascist. He's Republican right now, isn't he?
Yeah, now he really is.
Yeah.
He's really gone over to that side. His money is threatened, so he's like, nope.
Yeah, well,
Can we talk about Elon Musk for a second?
I love talking about Elon Musk. Yeah.
He was actually mentioned in Star Trek Discovery as one of the.
Yeah, I hate that. Oh. I hate when people just talk about Elon Musk like he's this great guy, and they're like from the future. God, really? Like, you really think that Elon Musk is gonna lead us to the future? Like, he's gonna cause like his companies to go bankrupt any moment because of all his scams that he's pulling. But no, he's gonna be this great creature in the future. Wow. Go on, what were you gonna say?
Elon is trying to buy Twitter currently, I think. And
Yeah.
I think him trying to buy Twitter is what makes him unable to buy Twitter, right?
What? No, that doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean? Because, like, essentially, in order to buy something, you have to start, like,
Yeah, but that's
up your investments, rounding up your.
But that's the law. I mean, you have to announce that you're buying it. You can't just like sneakily buy it up.
No, but he's trying to negotiate with them. He's trying to say that they have to do certain things in order to for him to actually want to buy it. But I think in trying to do this, a lot of his sources of credit or a lot of his like investments are I don't really know how to say what I'm trying to say, but like he's not going to be worth as much by the time he ends this because it seems like it's a dumb thing to do.
Well, no, that's not. I guess that wouldn't be the reason. I guess it's just that he has to sell like a ton of Tesla stock, and then people will realize it's a Ponzi scheme, hopefully, and that'll be what does it. But I don't know. I mean, do you know how incredibly overvalued Tesla is?
It's insane. It's like a meme stock basically.
Well, I mean, if a meme stock was like the biggest stock in the car industry, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they make like 1% of the cars in America, right? But they have the same market cap as all the other car companies put together. It's just bizarre. So they're like definitely 100 times overvalued just by that logic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just bizarre. So if he has it that overvalued and he pulls out, then really that should bring the house of cards tumbling down. But I mean, his fans are so stupid that I guess they'll just keep funding his nonsense anyways.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who will defend Elon no matter what, and it's kind of fucked up.
I guess buying Twitter is like the least harmful thing he can do, because he's causing a lot of harm by like shooting his inferior satellites into space, or by ruining electric cars for everyone.
Or sticking chips into monkeys' brains or whatever.
I mean, yeah, that's in the grand scheme not as bad, but yeah, it's pretty cruel. Yeah.
Those poor monkeys.
Yeah, especially because like any technology that this guy develops is gonna be like not even worth testing. So why even bother? Like,
I hear that there's some problems with the cars on a like design level where it's like, because a lot of stuff is like based on the computer system built into the car, if that has problems or shuts down, like the car will lock you in, and the like hatch or latch that you have to get to in order to get yourself out is like deep inside the car.
That's amazing.
So like it's like very like and these cars sometimes will like overheat and catch on fire and shit, and it's like,
well, that's just what cars do.
Sure, well, but there's so many electronic systems in this car as opposed to a lot of other cars that,
yeah,
like, it just becomes a bigger problem.
Well, I mean, cars can just catch fire if you're standing like on top of a pile of leaves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, electric cars have like a risk of the battery melting, and that burns.
Yeah, right. And like it's hard to put out as well when that battery starts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like everywhere because it's like a really big part of the car.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also the self-driving aspect of it where apparently it does not detect certain people very well, and also certain like larger objects it can't see for some reason. So
well, it's just like
Tesla's just driving into construction zones and shit.
it's just so far from being like a practical application that it's just bizarre that he is able to like sell people on this fake technology and they just keep buying it anyways. It's just so stupid. I hate it so much. I hate that we've transitioned from capitalism to scamtitalism, or some. I need a better word for that. It's just scam capitalism is what we've got now. Can't we just go back to normal, perfect capitalism that was working for everyone all the time? Oh man.
There's such thing as perfect capitalism.
Just flawless meritocracy. But really, man, just like having a scam artist that as the richest man is just pissing me off so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make an Elon Musk video, but I guess the stream already covers most of it.
Florian, what did you actually like about this season?
Well, I mean, like I said,
I feel like a lot of the things I listed, you were like, yeah, that wasn't very good, or that wasn't great.
Well, I mean, there's always like pretty stupid stuff happening, anyways. I mean, I like the general plot. It's just that they didn't execute it as well. But like, whenever you have like an episode where you go back to someone's past or whatever, it's never that interesting. They did that in Discovery too, with that stupid Elon Musk character or whatever, where he was like, oh yeah, I had one friend one time and that's why I'm evil now, just so I can go back to that one friend that I made, that one person that doesn't think I'm a complete asshole, you know? You remember that guy?
Wait, the one person who didn't think he was an asshole?
Yeah, don't you remember the Elon Musk character? In Star Trek Discovery?
Elon Musk character?
Look, the scientist character that made...
Guy?
What?
The mushroom guy?
Well, no, the mushroom guy is like the good guy. No, there's an evil scientist.
In the fourth season?
Yeah, in the last one, yeah.
Yeah, Tarka.
Tarka, yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah, remember how he had one friend, and that's why he did all the evil shit, just so he
fucking
could...
hell, like, I fucking hated that, like...
See, it's always stupid. In Star Trek, you're always gonna have stupid bullshit, but it's still really well executed. But in this case, it's the opposite.
That's true of the original show as well.
Oh, it's way worse in the original show.
It's easier to... But for me, at least, when it's, like, multiple episodes, I really hated that Tarka thing just because it made Book look like an idiot. Because it was just like, he was just
I don't know.
Oh, this guy who's been proven to be wrong several times is saying we should do this other thing. I'll just go along with him and do whatever the fuck he says.
Look, he was really trusting him, okay? Come on. Didn't he use his, like, stupid empathy powers?
He uses what powers?
His stupid empathy powers to see whether or not he was telling the truth. You know, he couldn't have been fooled easily.
It was just dumb. It dragged on way too long, and I thought it made Book look like a fucking idiot, so...
I mean... I think it still had a good payoff. I mean, you're just gonna have to get used to the fact that you're gonna have stupid bullshit happening in Star Trek, okay? And I'm just annoyed that everyone is like, this kind of stupid bullshit is really over the top now, okay? I'm annoyed with this latest Star Trek. And then, like, if you look back, you're always gonna have stupid bullshit. It's just how it works, okay?
So far, Strange New Worlds doesn't have any stupid bullshit in it, so I'm currently enjoying that one a lot.
I mean, why the hell... actually, I don't know. This whole thing where he's like, oh, I'm gonna be killed in the future, and now I'm gonna be a doom. I don't know. No, that's stupid bullshit, okay? I'm calling it. That's a stupid plot point.
Why is that stupid?
Oh, come on, really? Prophecy? Prophecy is never a good plot point.
It's not prophecy! It literally happens to him in the original series.
Yeah, I know that's true, but it's still prophecy from his standpoint.
It's seeing the future. Like, he literally saw the
future.
Prophecy.
Prophecy.
They'll have him
It's prophecy.
No, I feel like prophecy always has the kind of, like, well, it could be bullshit, too.
Well, seeing the future always has bullshit, too, because you change the future by seeing it.
I don't think you do. I think you ensure the future by seeing it.
Really? Wow.
I guess it depends on what like your notion of time travel is, generally speaking.
Yeah, we should get back to talk about the time travel, because I guess it asks a lot of questions. But like, Piker is such a weird character. Like, he's just like he's like a lumberjack ranger, and he's just like out in the boonies because he hates himself, and then he goes to space, and then he becomes the biggest loose cannon of all time, where he's just like constantly threatening like crazy bullshit. I don't know. I mean, I feel like he could have. He's really taking a lot of really unnecessary risks that the other like captains don't. Is that right? I mean,
Kirk was doing that every week on the original series.
Look, there's no way that he could have been as reckless as he was in that one episode with the magic comet.
The magic what?
The second episode where they had the comet that had the force field.
Comet. I thought you said helmet. Okay.
Oh yeah, I know, the comet. Yeah.
What was your problem with the comet?
Well, he doesn't. He barely talks to the guys that are like trying to protect the comet, and then instead he just constantly does stuff that will definitely get them to die, because they specifically warned them not to do it, and they said they would kill them, and they're really fanatical about it, and he just does it anyways. He's like, yeah, I know they're gonna kill us, let's do it anyways.
You're talking about how Star Trek works all the time.
No, that's not how it works all the time. They're usually way more subtle than just outright like risking annihilation for almost no reason.
I think that happens in the original series quite a lot.
Well, I haven't watched the original series in a while, but I cannot believe that a captain would just risk his entire ship just so that he could like interfere with this comet. I don't know. When he's like so clearly outgunned.
No. Sorry, Florian. That's part of your name, Florian. There were millions of people on that planet that the comet was about to hit. So you're risking your ship to save the millions of people on that planet.
I mean, no. I mean, it doesn't work that way when you're just completely outgunned and you have almost no chance of doing anything. Like,
I mean, they succeeded, so...
Yeah, but the way they succeeded was just pure luck, okay? So that was... He was basically just trying to get himself killed as hard as possible.
I don't know. I'll say it that way.
Well, I don't know. He didn't even talk to the guys. He could have... He really should have done so much more diplomacy.
It was very hard to talk to them because they were very like, we worship this comet, and whatever the comet wants to do, we will do.
Well, yeah, because he was like constantly.
Really loved those guys were funny as fuck. I didn't realize this. I thought they were CGI, but they were. They were mostly like puppeted.
Puppeted. Wow.
It was like a guy with a like mask on, and then they had like animatronic bits in the mask that would like move and kind of like
impressive.
Inflate and deflate. It looked great, I thought, because I thought it was CGI, but it's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, like if you put Picard on there, he would have definitely talked to those guys more. I mean, like he had so many gaps in his knowledge that he could have just asked, you know, like who put the force field on the asteroid? Who like how do you know what the will of the asteroid is? Like all those things he didn't get an answer to, and if he had gotten an answer to it, he could have avoided all this kind of stuff. Like, whatever. I guess it was still a really good episode.
You find the weirdest problems with these things.
Yeah, maybe.
And then, or maybe we just have different tastes in these things. But then, like, I bring up huge problems I have with Picard, and you're just kind of like, oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I mean, I feel like all the characters behaved like really irrationally in that whole show, but okay. I mean, I feel like everyone was way more rational in Picard, even if they took like crazy risks, they weren't like earth-shatteringly crazy, at least.
I mean, they were running around the fucking timeline, shooting at people constantly, getting into car accidents, teleporting away. Are you kidding me, Florian?
Okay, fine. It was pretty stupid. Great.
Thank you.
You got me.
You can say both are stupid, and I'll be okay with it. You can say
Well, that was always my
Picard is
point.
stupid, but you can't say that Strange New Worlds is stupid and Picard is perfectly fine. Come on now.
Well, the character of Picard is perfectly rational, in my opinion. Like, what has he ever done that was not good?
I don't know every single Next Generation.
No, not that one. Okay, I'm talking about this one. I'm not talking about the old Picard.
I'm trying to think about what he does in this season. It's hard because
He doesn't even do that much.
He doesn't
I guess.
do a whole lot, so it's hard for me to be like, oh well, he was definitely dumb when he did nothing.
Yeah, just Picard just reminds me of Joe Biden, how he's just like this great guy and everyone around him just rejoices. But then people just get irrationally annoyed at him all the time. Just such a great leader, but so misunderstood. And that's why people just hate this show,
Yeah. It's very hard to please Star Trek fans, and I think, like...
Oh, yeah, sure is.
In coming years, people will look back on stuff like Discovery and be like, that was definitely not that bad. But I think Picard kind of fumbled the ball this season. What I heard, and this might not be true, but it's what I heard, is that midway through the writing of Season 2, they started to write Season 3 because they knew that they were going to shoot them back-to-back. And that a lot of the, like, writing talent or... team went on to Season 3 and wrote on that rather than doing Season 2. So, like, they kind of just lost
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah. They kind of just lost their main engine of writing on there.
I guess that could be a problem. I guess that would, explain a certain lack of quality.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's too bad that Star Trek fans are like this because, they have so much great shit. Like, Star Trek Discovery is, almost flawless. And I guess Strange New Worlds...
say that.
No?
I personally, and this might be contentious, I personally liked the first 2 seasons better than the last 2 seasons of Discovery.
I mean, it's really good that they took all these bold changes.
I like the change to the future, and I think by and large the show is better, but the main thrust of the seasons I don't think have been very, the burn thing with all of the dilithium burning up and then it just being a kid on some planet got very scared or whatever.
that was so cool.
A psychic link with all the dilithium, which in one episode kind of has a original series kind of vibe to it, but as the entire arc of a season and also a reason for the entire galaxy to be in a crazy bad situation, I don't like that as the reason why.
That's so funny. Oh my god. I love how it's just this incredibly autistic kid and it doesn't know what it's doing when it goes and just destroys all of the galaxy by accident.
And then,
what a brilliant twist. I mean, you can say what you want, but no one would have seen that one coming, okay?
And then in Season 4, I liked especially when they got to the aliens at the very end, I liked that they, had to figure out how to communicate with them. It reminded me of Arrival. It reminded me of Arrival, where they have to communicate with those aliens, and I really liked that part of it, but all the Tarka stuff I felt just so bored with, and so it's just a antagonist to keep the story going.
Look,
and I just thought they spent way too much time researching the DMA and trying to figure out what it was. I just got so bored with all of that stuff.
Well, I just like that Tarka is really a lot like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And I know people don't get it, but it's for me, okay? I can just enjoy that they made the biggest asshole in the world, and he's basically Elon Musk / Iron Man, and it's just
fucking Book is the one Elon Musk Tesla stan among the among the Star Trek Discovery crew.
Well, and there was that one black woman too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was all just so dumb. If I were writing this season, half the season would have been them trying to figure out what the DMA was, and half the season would have been them communicating with these aliens, figuring out a way to, like, better help them ease their way into the galaxy, and then have them join the Federation by the end of the season. Like, it should have been much more focused on first contact, how you develop relations with that group, being afraid of them as this, like, huge, dangerous alien force, and then kind of accepting them into the fold. I think that would have been really cool.
I think it was actually fine. I think it was good that they spent, like, I think they spent as much time on it as was necessary. So I think it was good that they also had, like, the increased stakes by Tarka messing with everything. For his,
I don't like that.
For his incredibly selfish aims.
Yeah. So we can see one person.
Yeah.
Florian, have you seen Lower Decks or Prodigy at all?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I actually saw Prodigy. It's not as good as, like, the other stuff, but I guess I'm looking forward to the next season.
I like both of those shows quite a lot.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how we have all this cool Star Wars and also Star Trek stuff coming out with new seasons now?
What cool Star Wars stuff? What are you talking about?
Really? You haven't heard of Obi-Wan coming out soon?
I am not looking forward to that show.
Have you seen Boba Fett?
Yeah, that was bad.
I mean, it may have been bad, but at least it had cool Mando stuff in it.
Okay.
Yeah, that one episode, that was just an episode from The Mandalorian. Yeah, that was pretty good.
2 whole episodes of just not at all the show that I was watching. Great. Cool. Amazing.
Well, I feel like it built the universe, okay? It was really good. Maybe next season of Boba Fett will be amazing.
I hope there's not another season of Boba
Fett. I don't know. I mean, it's way better than the last movie, at least.
As Skywalker, almost anything is better than that.
Well, there you go. It's an improvement.
All right. I think it's just bad in a different way. But
how did you like the Star Trek movies, the latest ones?
Beyond? Star Trek Beyond?
Yeah, I think.
I love that one. I like that a lot.
Is that the one where they play music to kill the aliens?
Yeah. They play
God damn it.
Beastie Boys.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how people... No, never mind. That was probably pretty good. I don't know. Just deal with the fact that there's crazy bullshit, okay?
They surf a wave of tiny ships. That's cool.
Were they tiny? I thought they were still pretty big.
Well, I mean, they're regular size, but there's a bunch of them. So.
Yeah, it's really dangerous, actually. It's pretty lucky that they were able to manage to transmit music through space that would kill them.
That's right.
That's how it works. So, like, one thing that bothers me is that they've recast Spock, I guess.
Why does that bother you? They already recast Spock for the fucking...
Yeah, but that was the perfect Spock. They should just keep using him.
No, because that's a different timeline. That's a different, like...
oh, really?
reality.
A different one?
Yeah.
I'm actually so confused. Was Kirk in Strange New Worlds?
No, that's his brother.
Ah, this brother. Man, that's just the confusion I needed.
Although Jim Kirk will show up in the second season of Strange New Worlds.
Oh, great. Well, okay, I guess at least something. Wait, is he gonna be recast too?
Yes. They're not gonna bring back Shatner.
No, not Shatner. The other one. The one from the movies.
Chris Pine. No. They recast Chris Pine. Yes.
I mean, he wasn't as cool as Spock, but I mean, I feel like they should have really kept the people from the movies.
No, Florian. This is the prime timeline. It's not the.
What, the movies are non-canon?
Timeline. The movies are on a different timeline.
Different timeline. So, anyways, timeline.
They explain it in the movie.
Oh, I don't care. Okay.
Old Spock was trying to save Romulus and created some kind of time black hole thing that he got sucked into, which teleported him and the ship Narada back to before the original Star Trek series, and because they got teleported back in time, they changed the timeline.
Yeah, and he did that just in time before his actor actually died, so that was convenient.
Yeah, which I'm very happy with. I'm glad that they were able to.
You're happy he died? You heard it
I'm
here.
not happy that he died. I'm happy that his appearance there was able to spawn a new Star Trek thing.
Oh, you're happy they made a new one? Okay.
And I think that's perfectly suitable to.
So I guess.
Nimoy there.
So I guess so all this stuff is still in the old timeline. Okay, I guess I never realized that. I thought it would have been easier to just like put everything in the new timeline, and then you could have had like the fancy computers too, which they do, by the way. So I assumed this was the new timeline. Damn it!
Why do fancy computers?
Well, they all have fancy computers now, don't they?
I mean, everything looks new, but I think they don't really do anything that's out of bounds with what the original series did.
I know, but like the visuals of the computers, why aren't they as shitty as the old ones? Anyways, I guess what's really important is like piecing together how this whole timeline with what Q did works. So basically, what happened is that they met the Borg Queen. That was the Borg Queen that existed at the end of this season, and they met her in the when she was apparently trying to kill them, but she was actually trying to help them, and then they blew themselves up. But then Q put them, I guess, into a different timeline. I think you're probably right, or at least it's like
no, Q returned them to the same timeline she was in. Although I think he did move.
Well, he moved them to a different timeline that wasn't the one that they were in originally, or something.
I think only in so much as he changed the position of a couple characters.
Well, because no, I mean he made everything fascist.
What?
Well, he made everything fascist, right? When he put them into a fascist timeline, yes. But we know that he went back in time, but that didn't make it fascist. So he must have made like a different fascist timeline after all.
That's right. What I was trying to tell you at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I guess you were.
God damn it, Florian.
Right, but then why did they return to the old timeline? I guess it's just... I mean,
they fixed it.
Well, but then again, he said that he didn't create a timeline. He just changed things in the past. But I guess he must have changed them back and forth a lot. I guess that might be the best solution.
Yeah, I think that's the most true thing here.
Right, so they
changed some things back and forth.
So they went back in time, but then they returned back to the time that they came originally from. So they were never gonna blow up because he heard the music, but he couldn't have understood the music because he wasn't. So he took the memory of having heard the music, and that's what made him not blow himself up, and that's what saved the timeline because of Q. So I guess Q is the hero after all.
I mean, Q also contrived the thing to begin with, so just...
Well, no, they were actually being blown up by Picard and by the Borg Queen. Well, Picard was going to do a self-destruct.
Yeah, because the whatchamacallits, the Borgs were trying to take over the...
Yeah, to save them.
Yeah, right. So the entire thing was just like getting this other character to be that Borg Queen and getting good Borgs out there so you could have that group, I guess.
But what really matters is that the fact that the Borg Queen could have told them she's here to help, but if she had told them that, then she would have never been sent back in time, and then she would have never existed. So she had to act like this.
Did she? She couldn't have just said, "Look, it's your old friend Agnes Jurati."
Yeah, because
she could have taken off that mask and been like, "Hey, look, it's me, it's okay."
It wouldn't have been her then, because then she wouldn't have gone back in time to become her.
No, that was her. Like.
Yeah, I know.
What this whole thing presupposes is that was her. That was always her.
Yeah, I know, but she still had to trigger the self-destruct, otherwise she wouldn't have existed.
Yeah, sure.
So there you go. It all makes sense consistently. and then Toot is in chat. being annoying, trying to get us to review Ren and Stimpy. Yeah. Alright, well, I hope everyone enjoyed this very spoiler-filled recollection of Star Trek. And let us know if you want more Erich. I will force him to watch things.
And you'll force me to do it?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just watch stuff that you watch, like Star Trek stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it more often. I don't know, right?
Yeah, we'll see what my schedule is like.
What else have you been watching?
Currently Star Trek, Atlanta, a David Simon project called We Own This City. Fuck.
Nothing I heard of. Damn.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just now realizing there's like basically 2 squids on screen, and they're surrounding Picard while he's face palming. I guess that's funny. I didn't realize.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Didn't realize I put 2 squids in, but I guess that's what happens if I use that existing squid.
Double squid.
Yeah. Yeah, Picard is being messed with by squids. Alright, well, write in the comments what you want me to review, or maybe, I don't know. I'm pretty busy. I'm making games, you guys. You should...
You're making games. What are you working on right now for?
Oh, all
or are you
kinds.
not able to say?
Yeah, I guess I'm not able to show yet. Well,
damn.
Yeah, it's nothing great yet, but it's getting there. Everyone got hype and like joined the Discord and stuff. Maybe you can become a tester.
Oh, you can become a tester for Florian's games. Cool.
Yeah, so you can provide free services to me. Haha. Alright, well, subscribe and like the video, and oh yeah, what's your Twitter again, Erich?
At TZARREVAN. Zarrevan on Twitter.
Alright, goodbye.